Good morning and welcome to today's New York City Council hearing vote from the Committee on Consumer and Worker Protections. At this point, I'd like to remind everyone to please silence their electronic devices, and at no point going forward is anyone to approach the dais. Chair, we're ready to begin.
Good morning. My name is Julie Menon, and I'm the chair of the Committee on Consumer and Worker Protection. Welcome to today's vote on proposed introduction numbers 495A, 1016A, 1231A, and 1290A. I first want to recognize my colleagues who are here. We have been joined by Majority Leader Farias, Councilmember Bottcher, Councilmember Osei, Councilmember Krishnan, Councilmember Abreu, and Councilmember Banks. The bills we're hearing today touch on a variety of consumer protection and business licensing issues. Proposed introduction number 495A, sponsored by Councilmember Brannan, would require self-storage facilities and storage warehouses to provide 60 days notice prior to increasing an occupant storage fees. It would also prohibit self-storage facilities from terminating occupancies without providing an explanation. Proposed introduction 1016A, sponsored by Councilmember Bottcher, would require gun dealers and licensing officers to display or disseminate graphic warnings designed by the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene alongside written warnings about the risks of firearm ownership. These businesses are required to post pursuant to state law. Proposed introduction number 1231A, sponsored by Councilmember Banks, would require tax preparers to provide consumers with a receipt that includes an itemized list of all charges and fees. This bill would also require tax preparers to provide consumers with an itemized statement prior to providing tax services, which would include all charges for the services that the tax preparer intends to provide the consumer. And then finally, proposed introduction 1290A, sponsored by myself, would require the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection to license self-storage facilities. It would also remove outdated requirements associated with storage warehouse licenses. I now want to invite the bill sponsors to make a comment. Councilmember Bottcher.
Thank you so much, Chair Menon. Gun violence, the United States of America stands out among all countries in the world for the epidemic of gun violence. Over 41,000 people died from gun-related injuries in the United States last year. It recently surpassed car accidents as the leading cause of death for American children. Approximately 16.7 million firearms were sold in the United States last year. Yet, at the point of purchase, there is no warning. At the point of purchase, I can't think of a deadlier consumer product that requires no warning at the point of purchase. Gun violence is a public health crisis, and it's time that we start treating it as such. So today, in the City Council, we are passing the first legislation in the United States that will require a graphic warning, a graphic image warning on the wall of gun stores in New York City. This is a public health effort inspired by graphic images on cigarette packaging in other countries. We've all seen cigarette packs in other countries where they have an image of a blackened lung or something that drives home the dangers of that product. We are going to require gun sellers to do that in New York City. It'll be imagery crafted by the New York City Department of Health. It could be an image of a child reaching into a drawer, pulling a gun out of a bedstand drawer. It could be an image of a child's coffin. It could be any image that gets people to think twice before making that purchase, because we know that warnings, public health warnings with images, are vastly more effective. So we're passing this legislation today in the City Council, and one day I would like to think that across the country, firearms sellers will be required to have a warning on the wall with a graphic image that gets people to think twice before purchasing a firearm and bringing it into their home. I want to thank everyone who was part of this legislation and all my colleagues who co-sponsored it, and Chair Menon and the committee here for passing it. Let's go forward and reduce gun deaths in the United States.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Bottcher, for that incredibly important bill. I mean, this bill is literally going to save lives, and the fact that no other consumer products, we're constantly selling consumer products that are very, very safe, and then we have one of the most dangerous products, and it has no warning. So thank you so much for your leadership on this. It's mission critical. Now we're going to turn to Councilmember Banks, and I also want to mention we've been joined by Councilmember Brewer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's an honor and a privilege to be here to speak about a bill intro 1231, which would require tax preparers to provide customers with an itemized statement of changes. This would include fees for state and federal tax returns, software, filings, and any charges related to refund, anticipation loans, or checks. Tax preparers would be required to provide this statement in both physical and electronic formats. This bill was inspired by a constituent complaint. A tax preparer contacted my office after a client refused to pay a fee of about $150. What should have been a straightforward transaction turned into a frustrating ordeal for the business owner, who had to jump through unnecessary hoops just to get paid, and the customer who honestly just wanted to know what they were paying for. I thought if customers had a clear itemized breakdown of charges, something that they could understand and reference to, it would prevent misunderstandings and make things easier for everyone involved. That's the goal of Intro 1231, to offer transparency and protection for both consumers and the tax preparers. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. And now we are going to turn it over to the clerk to call the roll.
Good morning. William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Consumer and Worker Protection. All items are coupled. Chair Menon.
I vote aye on all, and I want to congratulate Councilmember Bottcher, Councilmember Banks on these incredibly important bills that we are voting on today.
Abreu. Aye. Brewer.
Aye.
Farias.
Aye. Congratulations to my colleagues.
Krishnan.
Aye.
Osei.
I vote aye.
With a vote of 6 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, all items have been adopted by the committee. Madam Chair, that is a full committee.
Thank you.